One of the main things that we have to consider when we talk about finding a career is determining what are my talents and how can I use those talents to make an impact in the world, right? My name is Amos Tarfa. I'm the director of the Learning Institute for Excellence. And in this career course that we're going to go through this spring and summer, I want to help every student from 4th to 12th grade to begin to process ways to get direction for their career. Now, if you're done with 12th grade and you're still not sure of direction, these videos will be very helpful. So here's one thing you should consider when you're thinking about careers. What are your talents? And here's some things to help you assess what those talents are and how you might be able to use those talents in your future career. Number one, what are the classes that you do very well in? What are the classes that you do very well in? Okay? Now, here's the thing with this first question that is tricky. Some people don't do well in a class because of how they might have been taught that subject or how the textbook presented it. So be very careful in how you assess your ability in a class. Make sure that you gave it a chance, you gave it your best. And if you did all of that and you still don't like talking about principles of physics and you still don't like talking about principles of chemistry, then I would say maybe you should think about some other fields, right? If you've given it your best and you feel this is not for me, then yeah, look at other avenues. Maybe you could look more into biochemistry or biology and so on and so forth. But first step is, what are the classes that you do well in? Another question to ask is, which ones seem easy? What classes seem easy to you? For some people, mathematics comes so easy, right? Because they've had some of the solid foundation. And this leads to an interesting thing about life. In life, the choices we make or the challenges we face along the way can affect our career decision. And that's just the way life is. We live in a fallen world. If you read in the book of Genesis, you know that there was the fall. And some of that means that maybe your upbringing was not ideal in a certain arena. Maybe you just had a bad experience with certain things and now you never want to be near blood, for example. So maybe you're like, I never want to be near blood. I don't want to go into medicine. That's okay. The world needs your skills in other areas. So that's something to keep in mind. What comes easy for you from these courses, right? And if it doesn't come easy for you, it's not the end of the world. Again, explore other fields. Number three, what awards have I received and what are they for? So make a list of all the awards you've received. Is there a trend in all these types of awards you keep getting? Number four, what are my most successful projects? Which ones make me the happiest? Like, what are some projects you've done throughout your childhood, right? Some of the things you've done and applied yourself to. Maybe you've written some amazing books or some amazing papers. Maybe you should consider something that involves writing, right? That's just an idea. Now, writing is important no matter what field you go into, but it's just something for you to ponder. What projects have you done that you're excited about? Number five, what do other people tell me that I'm good at? What do people say that you're good at? So imagine you're sitting down having a math party somewhere, and someone comes up to you and says, you know what, John, I think you really do well with listening to people and giving them insight. Have you thought about counseling for a job, right? That's an example. Even though that's becoming a harder profession to get into, and we can get into some of those details. No, it's not necessarily hard to get into. What I mean is it's becoming hard to really stand firm in what you stand for in that field without some backlash, which you should still stand firm. I'm just giving you a heads up. You need to be ready to be in the fire like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But don't compromise your values and the things you stand for, the truth, like how God has created us and how society should function. Just keep that in mind if counseling is something you're interested in. But maybe some people tell you, I really think that you're good at teaching this. I really think you are good at this. I really think you're good at that. What are the things people are saying? Pay attention to that, because sometimes people are observing how you function and you don't even realize it's like second nature how you're doing certain things. And people are beginning to realize this person has a certain gift. And let's encourage one another. Right? Well, you encourage your friends. Tell them what they're good at. Don't spend time bringing people down. Instead, lift them up and encourage them in the truth. And encourage them by telling them the things that you've seen, that God has blessed them with, or the skills they have. And lastly, what could I practice over and over again without getting bored? Are there certain things you can do over and over again, even though someone else might try to do the same thing and feel like, I don't want to do this. This is terrible. But for you, you don't mind doing those things. There's some people that love building. They want to build houses and they love the process of building. They don't get bored. They love the wood and the smell of wood and construction. And I have friends who are wonderful carpenters out in Duluth, Minnesota, Superior, Wisconsin area. And a lot of these guys knew from a young age that they wanted to work with their hands. They wanted to build. And that is wonderful. So these are some questions for you to consider We're going to keep spending time just learning through this process. But I would really hope that by 7th, 8th, 9th grade, more and more students are comfortable with some direction that they're going in. Because if you know, for example, that you want to be a mathematician, wow, the resources out there are amazing. And you can literally get your math bachelor's degree. You could be done with your bachelor's degree at 18 or 19 if you want. And the same thing goes for physics. The same thing goes for chemistry. That's why it's important to know where you're headed. So let's encourage people in love and gently. Nobody is forcing anyone to sign a commitment to go into a major today. But I'm just saying, let's pay attention to the different passions that people have. And then let's help them to flourish in those things for the glory of God. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this about careers and life, feel free to subscribe. I will release the content for the course here shortly. Let me know if you're interested in taking the course. It will be $100 and it will help guide you through some of these. And then we'll also spend at least one session where you can have a Zoom meeting and I can answer your questions and give you some advice as you go through the course. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a blessed day.